I grew up going to church with my family, raised up in the church. And at a young age, I thought I got saved, but I really didn't know what it meant. I was really, as they say, getting wet in the water. Around the age of 13, my parents split up, and kind of a crucial age to go through something like that. Started drinking, smoking, and by the time I was 19, I was a full-blown drug addict and alcoholic. Age of 19 to 22, every day of my life was a party. Done a lot of things I'm not proud of, but it's what it was then. Around the age of 22, I knew that something had to change. The rate I was going, I wasn't going to make it to 23. That's when I met my wife, Candace. One of the best things that's ever happened to me. Before we got married, I pretty much quit everything. Quit the drugs, and pretty much quit drinking. But around the time my daughter was born, I'd already picked it back up. I was smoking marijuana, selling marijuana, using crystal meth, drinking. As time went by, it just escalated, got worse and worse. I had a good job working in the parts business. I'd been selling parts since I was 17 years old. Had a good thing going there. I went from one company to another and got a raise and things looking up. I still wasn't slacking up. We was in and out of church. A lot of time my parents was taking their kids to church. And then things really started spiraling out of control. Candace knew that I was using, and instead of, when she found out, when I come clean with it, instead of stop using, I introduced her.
On Christmas Eve 2010 is when Brent brought it home, and that's one thing I had swore I would never do. My family had several drug addicts in it, and that was their choice. I swore I'd never do it. It's the one thing I picked up. We had an agreement. It would be, just between me and him. I found out, he didn't keep the agreement, so I thought, well, I'm not going to do it. I started going out and just getting it. And before I knew it, I was getting it, and I was getting it. As soon as he'd leave for work in the morning, I'd just start smoking. 12 o'clock would come around and I'd still be in the bathroom. Had no clue what time it even was. It had a hold of me before I even knew it. I told him I could control it. I don't have a problem.
It's crystal meth. We both started using together. We still going to church. Well, every night I lay there in bed asking God to come into my heart and save me, because I knew if I died right then I'd go to hell. And every night I felt like I was going to die, but I felt like my heart was going to explode out of my chest. I'd lay there and every night just asking over and over and over. Sitting there, and a lot of my kids' life then, years had passed, and a lot of their childhood I didn't even remember because I was so high all the time, or drunk, or both. And it came to a point, we was at church on a Sunday, and the preacher was preaching on a sermon about being the salt of the earth, about being judged by your fruit. Those that weren't producing fruit, be cast into the fire. And it really hit home with me. Right then and there, I gave my life to the Lord. I'm going to live for Him now. Changed my ways. I got baptized. Well, and I got involved in church, involved in the men's ministry at that church. Was trying to turn my family around, but addiction had its death grip on Candace. And I knew I'd caused it. I tried to change it. And it just, everything kept spiraling out of control, our finances and everything, and the way we were living. Eventually it came to a head. I told her that we've got to do this, and if it's not going to change, you got to go. And she left. And at the time, I thought what I needed to do was what was best for our family. And I took legal matters and got custody of our children, and thinking that maybe that would wake her up. But the death grip addiction can have on you is very powerful, and it had her like never before.
There was one point, the day that he served me papers, he wanted to talk. The day he took the kids from me, he told me I just needed to pray, and I said, to who? If there was a God, he wouldn't do this. I was wrong. Everything that happened was meant to happen. If Brent didn't do what he did, I'd be dead. My kids would have already went to my funeral by now. I did stuff I'm not proud of, but I wouldn't change anything. Because if I didn't do everything I did, I wouldn't be who I am today. I don't think that I'd have the faith that I have today, because it took me hitting rock bottom and losing everything to get everything I have. Addiction's rough. It kills you while you're still alive and you don't even know it. You're not the person that you think you were. You have no emotions. You don't care. You don't care who you hurt. I mean, it's the devil. And I just thank God that he brought us out of it. Because not everybody can sit here and say, I came out of it, I beat addiction. Well, we still struggle. I still struggle. I have my triggers, and I pick up the phone and I call him just to hear his voice, just to talk. And I pray, and everything's fine. It's something you battle every day of your life. And without God, you're not going to make it. It'll kill you. While you're still breathing, you're dead. It's the most scary feeling in the world, but it's something that you're willing to basically die for, just for that high. It's scary. We lost everything. On August 14th, 2014 is the day I laid it all down. I told God, I said, it's yours, just take it. I can't do it anymore. I need you to just take it all. And I haven't picked it back up since. We started coming to church, and now we do children's ministry with Tori, and Wednesday nights, Sunday nights, and we love it. But you have to have God. You have to have that higher power that you can go to and know that's your refuge. You're safe there. Without him, it's not possible.
I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains.